This is a picture that Michael Peoples took in 2013 called Pick of Colorful Trash. Is this what your recycling bin looks like? There's this idea that recycling will save the planet on its own. However, there are so many simple concepts you can choose to adopt into your daily routine that will create less waste. First, refuse. Refuse to make purchases that will contribute to your overall waste. Reduce. Reduce the amount of waste you contribute to the planet. And finally, reuse. You can reuse or repurpose items that would have normally turned into waste. There are 7 people in my household. However, we don't have an overwhelming amount of waste. According to the EPA, the average person a day creates 4.58 pounds of garbage each day. And in my home, each person creates less than half of that amount per day, which is awesome. You have all heard over and over, since you were small, recycling is important. However, is recycling the only thing that you can do to reduce waste? No. There are other steps you can apply in your life to reduce waste. After listening to my speech, this class will stop relying on only recycling to reduce waste, because they will learn how to refuse, purchasing certain items, reduce your overall waste, and reuse items that would have otherwise ended up as garbage. The first step in reducing waste is knowing where the problem begins. And that problem is recycling. There's a reason why recycling is last on the list of those 4 R's. There are several things you can do before you have to recycle. You should think of that list as an order of importance on controlling your waste at home. There is an article in USA Today by Paul Singer. It's called "Recycling is in Trouble and It Could Be Your Fault." In it, he explains how recyclable material is losing value over time. There are several reasons, the major one being that people are throwing whatever the heck they want into their recycling bin. There's things in there that simply do not belong. According to Seattle Public Utilities, some people might say recycling is easy to do because they can just simply throw it into their curbside recycling. However, according to Paul Singer from USA Today, recycling is easy to do, but does anyone really know exactly what goes into that curbside recycling bin? Do you know exactly what goes into your curbside recycling bin? Probably not. There seems to be many problems with recycling, so it should be used as a last resort. You can first use those 3 R's. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, the most effective way to reduce waste is to not create it in the first place. By utilizing the concepts of refuse, reduce, and reuse, those items won't have the chance to become waste. Refusing to purchase products like bottled water at the grocery store, you can just use your refillable bottle. Reduce your overall waste by using your own shopping bag. That will eliminate the chance of you taking home that little plastic shopping bag that always ends up in the garbage can. And you can reuse, which is a simple concept. Donate your worn clothes to a shelter, church, or other place that's similar that takes those things. Others can find use for those clothes again. So those are just a few examples, and here's a few more. I got those from Making Waterford Green Again and from the Pierce County government website. Some people might say recycling helps the environment by not adding more waste to landfills. Rin Kesh, on the importance of recycling, says, We are using used items to make new items. This is a good step in preventing waste. However, according to Duchanel of the cons of recycling, when it comes to reducing waste, you can help the environment more effectively by refusing to purchase those items to begin with. Recycling uses energy, uses water, and emits pollutants. The smarter choice is to refuse. Thus, there will be no waste to dispose of if you simply avoid buying something that must be recycled. Now that you know the steps to solve this problem, let's picture a world where waste was a thing of the past. First, can you imagine a world where you only recycled to reduce waste? Can you imagine how many pounds of garbage you would be throwing out each day, each month, each year? How many acres of land do you think we should use to store your stuff that you tossed casually into the garbage because it broke or you just didn't want it anymore? 10 acres? 100 acres? 1,000 acres? Now can you picture your home with only one bag of garbage a week? How about only one bag of garbage a month? If you follow the simple steps I laid out for you, you will be surprised at how much waste you will avoid. Now that we've pictured a place without waste, doesn't it seem like that's something attainable? Simply choosing to refuse buying certain items, reducing the waste you create, and by reusing or repurposing items that you would normally throw out, the problem of relying on recycling is eliminated. The amount of waste going into the Pierce County refuse landfills is on you. The concept of recycling is simply not enough to reduce the waste in your home. I need you to refuse, reduce, and reuse first. These are simple, easy to start, and will require little effort on your part. So please remember to refuse, reduce, and reuse to prevent waste. Thanks.